I'm horror author Paul Edwards. Today I'm reading Monster World Magazine, issue number 10 from 1966. This is from the heart of the first wave of monster kids. I thought some of you might enjoy flipping through this vintage magazine with me. Together, let's see what kinds of monster kid goodness is in here. Monster World Magazine, issue number 10, features, of course, Hammer Studios' The Reptile. We're also taking a look at Batman and the Superheroes. Remember, this is 1966. The Adam West Batman TV series was all the rage. But this is kind of a bait and switch, because as we're going to see, what they're really going to show us is a lot of pictures from the old Batman movie serials of the 1940s. Beware the Fang Gang. The Reptiles escape in this issue. See Teenage Peril, Ghost in the Invisible Bikini. Okay. Oh, and don't forget, it's only 35 cents. Come with us to the Batcave, and we'll introduce you to a magazine full of monsters. If they're anything like you, they must be batty. You'll find out. Okay. All right. Well, you can tell that that's a Forrest J. Ackerman bit of dialogue. But this issue, we're also going to get Surf Terror, Lon Chaney Talks to You, Creatures Cross Weird Puzzle, House of the Damned. Wow. Dracula, Prince of Darkness. All right, we got to get to this. Wow. It's funny because they start off talking about reptile people movies. They start off with the alligator people. Well, I probably would have led with the Hammer films, The Reptile. Oh dear. A ghastly creature, half woman, half snake. Oh, and now we're off to Surf Terror. If you're scared to death, it'll surf you right. That's a Forrest J. Ackerman pun. Yeah, it was completely unsafe to go surfing in the 1960s because there were monsters on just about every beach. Okay, in case you couldn't guess, Lon Chaney Sr. Talks to You. This is a reprint of Lon Chaney Sr.'s words from, years gone by. So he's talking to you from out of the past. That's what it is. This, even when this magazine came out, this was from 40 years ago. So that would have been 1926. There's the man of 1,000 faces hard at work, keeping up his reputation, and he certainly did. I just love his vampire makeup for London After Midnight. I know it's a lost film. I'm hoping that in my lifetime it will be found, because other lost films have been found, like Mystery in the Wax Museum and The Devil's Castle. So it could happen. But Lon Chaney Sr. did leave us plenty of films that we do still have, including Hunchback of Notre Dame. If you look on my YouTube channel at my Silent Horror Films podcast, I've got, I think, 4 Lon Chaney Sr. films up. I have 2 of the big ones, Phantom of the Opera and Hunchback of Notre Dame, and 2 of the lesser-known ones, The Monster and the Unknown. Here's a cross weird puzzle. Oh, and they give you the answers upside down, just in case you're stumped. Okay. So they start out telling us about, Adam West Batman. Batman and the superhero stars. Well, guess what we're going to get? Yup. The superheroes of the movie serials. The Green Hornet had a couple of movie serials, I believe. Batman, I know, had 2 movie serials. The Phantom. And Superman had 2 movie serials. Although, of these characters, Superman is the only one with any special powers. The Green Hornet, Batman, and the Phantom are all great heroes with exciting adventures, but they don't have any superpowers. They're not superhuman in any way. Here they're giving us a chance to compare the current Batman and Robin and the old 1940s Batman and Robin. In case you're wondering what the Batmobile looked like in the 1940s serial, there really wasn't a Batmobile. Alfred just drove them around places in the car. Yes, really. Watch it for yourself. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying they hadn't fleshed out all the tropes of Batman that we have now. When I was a kid watching this show, my favorite villain was the Riddler. Now it's the Penguin. But that's a story for another day. This is from Atom Man vs. Superman, one of the Superman movie serials. Oh my gosh. Check out this robot from The Vanishing Man. Scary or hilarious? You decide. Imagine the indignity of being killed by a robot that looks like this. From Superman and the Mole Men. You can order ahead for the 1967 Famous Monsters Yearbook. Although I do a run through of that one on my channel too. Oh, that's Richard Kiel. So, Hammer Studios did the great film Horror of Dracula. And then Christopher Lee didn't want to come back and play Count Dracula in the sequel. So Peter Cushing came back as Van Helsing and fought a different vampire in Brides of Dracula. Then in the next film, Christopher Lee did come back to play Count Dracula, but this time Peter Cushing was not in it. This was Dracula, Prince of Darkness. It's a lot of people's favorite Hammer Dracula film, although mine is Horror of Dracula. But I can see why it's a lot of people's favorites. But Christopher Lee has no dialogue in this film. There's a dispute. Christopher Lee said in an interview that there was dialogue that he thought was terrible, so he refused to say it. But others involved in the film have said that there never was any dialogue written for him. So I don't know what the truth is any better than you do. But it is true that Dracula doesn't say anything in this movie. Oh, this was awful. Ugh. Ugh. The Vampire's Kiss. The Vampire's Curse. The Victim's Cure. Oh. Yeah. Oh, spoiler alert. This is how Dracula gets it in this film. close your eyes, turn the page, and you will see the blind beast man strikes again. Dead Eyes of London. Yeah, that's what I thought. Dark Eyes of London was the name of the Bela Lugosi film. Okay, I'm sure you can probably tell from the title, but just in case you can't, The Ghost in the Invisible Bikini was a horror comedy. Somehow, they got Boris Karloff to do this picture. It's beyond me how, but they did. Oh gosh. When my kids were little, they thought this film was hilarious. It appeals to, 8-year-old sense of humor. I mean, it is kind of funny. It's just in a juvenile way. Hidden Horrors revealed after 46 years. Get it? Instead of you asked for it, it asked for you. There's from Bride of Frankenstein. And there's from It, the Terror from Beyond Space. Dead Eyes of London again. Tower of London. Of course, the Hitchcock movie, The Birds. Curse of the Living Corpse. There's Andreas the Werewolf from Return of the Vampire. Fang Male. Screaming your head off because you missed an issue of Eerie? Oh, miniature spy camera. You can get your Batman, of course, or Superboy. There's Crypto. People know who Crypto is again now because he just appeared in the newest Superman movie. Of course, I knew he was already. I want them to do a Superman movie with Titano the Super Ape. That's what I want to see. Probably never happen. Here, now don't forget the Adam West Batman is currently on TV, and then, this is 1966. So you might think they're selling you home movies of the Adam West Batman. No. They're selling you chapters of the old movie serial, the Batman movie serials from the 1940s. That's what they're selling you here. Listen, if you enjoy vintage horror and classic monsters, you would love my book series, the Mourner's Woods books. I'm self-published on Amazon. I've written a series of novels that all take place in a haunted forest, Mourner's Woods. In each book, a completely new set of characters enters into Mourner's Woods, and they encounter ghosts, monsters, banshees, creatures, but invariably the greatest danger that any character faces is the friends who hike here with them. My books capture the vibe and feel of 20th century B movies and, of course, are set in a modern setting. My name again is Paul Edwards. My books are the Mourner's Woods books, available on Amazon. Thanks for looking through Monster World Magazine issue number 10 with me. I'll see you in Mourner's Woods.